So before we begin to animate the second storyboard, I just want to make sure that we save the project. It's already pretty late that I saved it. We just need to save it often. So go to File and then Save. I already saved it one time before, so you can save the file as you work along, and then just make sure to save often because you don't want to lose your working file. I've done it before. It's a pain to lose all that work that you've done. And another thing I noticed is that the circle that we have in this animation is a little different from how it was storyboard. So I want to adjust that first before we go forward. It's pretty easy fix because the circle that we had in the storyboard is a kind of like a perfect circle, but this one, the shape of the circle looks a little weird. The reason to that is because the circle is right now the anchor point is at a weird position. So what I want to do is I just want to change the anchor point of the circle to the center. So to make it easier, I can just draw some rulers. Command R to bring up the ruler on the top and the side. Draw like a line. So these are the lines that we drew before, but I just want to draw like a line to see where the center of the circle is, and then just place the anchor point on there. So there's one, same thing, just place the anchor point in the center. So now the circle is growing from the center. And now what we need to do is just move the circle down until the center of the circle touches the ground. So it comes up like that. So it's a half circle instead of like a weird oval shape. Goes up, 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 and then make it even bigger to fill the whole screen. Then we're going to duplicate, oh sorry, we already have this circle. We can just delete that one. And then we're going to duplicate another one, offset 2 frames. And we are going to click on the fill of the second circle, change it to the background color that we have. Now let's see how it looks. So now it's a perfect half circle instead of the weird oval shape that we had just now. I can just click on view, get rid of the guides so that I have a better look at the secondary animation that we have. Nice. So when the circle comes up, it's a perfect half circle now. I also want to clean up the project panel here to make the trees go under the pre-comp. So hide all the other pre-comps so we have clean, organized project panel. Now let's move on to the second part of the animation. So for the second part, we need to load some elements in from Illustrator. Not Illustrator, we already loaded, but it's going to be in our project panel. So this is our second scene with the cute car for a fall vacay. What we can do is we can just copy all the elements. Command A, select all, and then Command C, copy. Go back to the main comp, and then paste it on top of the house. Command V. And then just drag all of them after the 3-second mark because this is the second part of the animation, so we don't need it before the 3-second. And maybe just change a different color so that they're easily recognized. Aqua. How about that? Now what I need to do is I need to transition this frame to the other frame. So I'm thinking maybe we have the land and background sky is going to be there, but then we have everything just move all the way to the left to kind of like a camera pan to the right so that it can reveal the other scene with the car and the cloud and everything. That's how I want to do it. So the house and this cloud, the land is going to stay there intact, and then the trees. So I'm going to move these trees up. I need to group these layers. This is my first scene. We Command Shift C, precom, to name it. I have our st first scene. Press OK. So that's our first scene. So all I need to do is come to the position and then right click separate dimension, click on stopwatch on the X position and then go for 10 keyframes, Command Shift right arrow. This one, everything moves to the left. To the left. So that's it. Everything moves to the left. Now I'm just trying to go through the layers, rename them, and also group them with different label colors, and also just pre-com some of the layers, like what we did in the previous scene. Next, how do we want to animate the cars? It's going to be similar to how we animate the house. So we want the house to be, where is the house property? We can just go back to the first scene, the house as a whole, and then click on U to review all the keyframes. Copy all these keyframes, go back to main comp, find the car body, paste. Let's see how it looks. So the car comes in. It's a little static, but it's pretty good. It looks similar to how the house came in because we just basically copy the exact keyframe, but we can adjust it. We don't have to be exact, but we can still adjust it a little bit to make it more dynamic. What we need to do is to, first of all, I think the car is coming in the wrong direction. I mean, the rotation value is wrong. I need to flip the rotation so the car is facing up instead of down when it comes in. So the car comes in facing up and then overshoot to positive 2.5 and then hit the ground. But then the ground is, the value is wrong because I paste the value from the house. So this ground value needs to be just when the back wheel is touching the ground. So this is the correct value for the car to be on the ground. And then comes in, hold in the air. I needed to maybe rotate more, maybe rotate 2 times, overshoot 2 times instead of 1. So overshoot 4.5, and then over here, overshoot negative 1.5. And then hit the ground. There's too much rotation value. I'm gonna get rid of it altogether and then do it manually. So first of all, the car is coming in, falling, as it's falling from. So here, I needed to go back to positive 4 and then negative 1 and then 0. Yeah, that looks about right. That looks about right. And then to make it more dynamic, first of all, I'm going to add the wheels first. So the wheels need to be on top of the car layer. So we have these 2 wheels, and then they need to also be parented to the car body. However, they also need to have their own scale property. So I'm going to copy the scale, and then on the 2 wheels, I'm going to just go to the start of the timeline and then paste. So the wheel is coming in. You know what? It might be better just to have the wheel attached to the car. Yeah, maybe. So I'm going to have the wheel just attached to the car instead of animating separately because it's already parented. And then the car just comes down. But what I want to do, another thing is I want to unlink the width and height property of the card, so that to give it a squash and stretch effect. It's another animation principle, squash and stretch. So when it falls down, it should stretch, not that way, in the y direction. And then when it lands, it should also stretch to be like flatter and shorter, and then overshoot to like 102%, and then comes back down to 100%. So this one comes down to 100%. Over here, I need it to be stretching, maybe not in the X direction, to be wider like that. Comes up wider, falling down. No, falling down need to be stretched to 118. This one goes here. Like that. Yeah, that's good. That's good.